Next up, we have V by EnV. It took me a moment because I couldn't tell which one was which. But there you go. That's V by EnV. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. If you like the sound of that, or you're watching this on the video archive, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, follow the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Consider becoming a paid member, support the channel even further that way. No obligation, that kind of thing. And 2 disclaimers. Number 1, this is the first time I'm hearing this track. I will be pausing a lot, because I'm going to be pointing things out as I hear them and as I realize them. Number 2, this is recorded live on stream on a single take, so make that with what it is. So, let's do this. V by EnV. Let's go. This is from Geometry Dash, I assume. Like, featured in Geometry Dash. Let's go. Okay, so a fairly straightforward start over here. We're fading in very, very slowly. 2 notes with a clap track in the back, I think. Like, it sounds like between a hi-hat and clapping. Very nice. Very subtle. Let's see where it goes. I think it would allow you quarters, yeah. Okay, very lovely way of doing this. So, we established a moment of should we... Are we repeating things? Just Bill, welcome to the day. How you doing? We are repeating. Then we do a little cadence at the very end, and now we're building the melody. So we started off what I think is we're slowly layering things, and we started with 2 notes, right? Ba 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 ba, and then at the end we added a couple of more notes in between. And now we are adding notes in between, but those 2 initial notes are still there. That could be our motif. I'm not entirely sure yet. Motif, of course, being the smallest version of our musical idea, the seed from which everything else comes from. So let's see where this goes. Yep, it's those 2 vocals. I love this about electronic music, the way that you can just filter things in, like equalize things in. By the way, equalization, or equalizing, or shortly known as EQing, is when you take the frequencies from, when you manipulate frequencies in the audio waves of something. When it comes to sound, we as human beings have a range of frequencies that we can perceive, or that we can hear. That ranges from 20 hertz. Hertz is the frequency, so how fast the audio wave goes. 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That is the absolute range that human beings have. As we grow older, it kind of just, the range diminishes. So most people will have a hearing range of around maybe 40 hertz down to maybe like 18,000 hertz, something like that. Like, it does go down as the range does diminish as you go older, but still the overall absolute range that we get is 20 through 20,000. So when you equalize, you take any of the frequencies here and you put them, you will usually have some sort of visualizer which is going to show you in the box, and you're going to see the like sound wave that you have. And then you will be able to take a point like, oh, let's grab, and it's going to be from here like 20 all the way through 20,000. And then from any point in between, you'll be able to say like, oh, okay, I like the frequencies over here. Let's just highlight those. Or, oh, I don't like how this bit is sounding over here. Let's bring it down a bit. And when it comes to electronic music, they will do stuff like high pass or low pass, which is just basically, okay, everything from here on out, just turn it all the way down, and we're gonna gradually turn it up for dramatic purposes, which is what we just had now. It gave us a very, very cool way of transitioning and dropping the beat. Let me go back a second so we can hear that beat. Let's go. So yes, we have that motif. So we started off with an incomplete version of our motif, and then we filled up that motif. That was very nice way of doing the motif. I recently learned that this thing is called sidechain when the kick drum interrupts the melody and everything else that is happening. Cool thing from electronic music, creative thing from electronic music. Like as a genre in general, I find it cool. Like, people were trashing me in the comments that, oh, this is super normal and everything. I find it a creative thing to do as a genre. Yeah. Yeah. So, yes, we have this now, and we are still repeating the motif. We are doing straight repetition. Go ahead, chorus. If that works, then that works. We're doing straight repetition when it comes to the chorus. To the motif, sorry. And all we're doing is that we're changing things around it. SVN, welcome to today. How you doing? Let's see how it goes. Same musical idea. We are changing the complexity of the drums. We added an extra hi-hat in between. We added an extra... We are just changing the way that the motif sounds. Like the sample, we're just changing the filters on everything. There's, for how much we've gone already 45 seconds in, and we've used relatively little material. This is very efficient. Very efficient. Lucas, welcome to today. How you doing? And Asan, welcome to today. Yeah. Small variation there at the end to give us another going off the ramp moment, or just a transition. Let's see where this goes. Cheeky bastard. Okay, so at the start, and I mean this in the good way, right? So we started with the motif, just 2 notes here. Then turns out there were a couple of extra notes that we were adding, and that turned out to be the motif. What are we doing now? We cut the first note. We just cut the first and the last note of the motif. We're still doing the motif. We just cut off the first and last note. Same thing. Same thing. This is a very, very good use of motific development. And the worst thing is, there has been 0 sequencing, there has been 0 reduction, 0 elongation, 0 extension. It has been the exact same motif every single time, which is, in the way that EnV is doing this, really, really good. By the way, the terms I just mentioned, right? So, sequencing would be if we heard this motif, and then he played the motif on a different point of the scale, like 1 step above in the scale, or 1 step below in the scale, something like that, and he just kept doing that over and over. When it comes to elongation, it would be if we stretched the notes so that they take longer to happen. So the motif is still the same, it just takes longer. It just takes a longer time to complete. Reduction is the complete opposite. Is the complete opposite of that. We just make it faster. And right now, what we've been doing is just repetition. The exact same notes with the exact same rhythm on the exact same motif. And what EnV has been doing is changing the texture of the sample, changing the way the drums interact with it, and changing the accompaniment, which so far, it was mainly just the drums and the bass with those drums. And the art of repetition, yes, 100%. 100%, because once again, when you're making music, you want to keep a very careful balance between 2 things. What is already familiar and what is new. And in that sense, too much familiarity, too much of the same, your listener's going to get bored, going to tune out. Too much new stuff too quickly, listeners going to get overwhelmed, tunes out. So keeping that balance is important. And right now, achieving that balance with straight repetition like this requires a certain level of craftsmanship. Because if we hadn't changed the texture, we would have gotten bored by now. That's the whole thing here. So it's really, really good to see that that this is what's going on here. So let's see where this goes. So yeah, again, change of this, and we add a second layer now. Finally, a second layer, completely, fairly new material, as probably a little bit of counterpoint. Let's see where it goes. Building up for that drop. It's a variation of the motif. Okay, so the counterpoint I have another synth a little bit higher up, and it's doing the missing notes, I think, of that first variation of the motif that we heard that was missing notes. This is lovely. And yes, Jazz, just remind me after this, okay? So, yeah, no, oh my god, this is... Oh my god, this is clever. Yeah, it's a version of the motif with less notes, and it is the complementary version of the motif. Oh my god, I can't get over this. This is insane. This is insanity. Like, the risk that EnV is taking here is insane. Because we are doing the same thing. Like, by the way, this is called an ostinato. What we're doing with the motif, just from it being repetition to this point, we are almost halfway through the piece, and we have not melodically changed the motif. We changed it once. And when we were done changing it was because we were introducing the complementary that is now up above. We're back to repeating the motif again. But now we have done this. This is... oh my god. Oh my god, this is insane. Let's see where it goes. Drop again. At almost a halfway point, we completely bring absolute contrast. Absolute contrast in a similar line to how we were doing at the beginning. So it's not complete contrast yet. We could be doing a recapitulation. But it landed pretty nicely. Let's see where it goes. Now it's the accompaniment. Yeah, just the accompaniment. We're playing the chords from the background. And the motif is back. I was about to say, nice that we're giving more attention to the accompaniment. We're letting it simmer a little bit. And right back goes, man, EnV, this is insane. The risk you're taking with this. And the way that it's just... it is paying off. It is paying off. That's the worst part. Like, this is very well crafted. Oh my god. Back to this. Ooh. I like this. So we did a false cadence over there. And it wasn't the cadence itself, because the cadence was where it belonged. By the way, cadence, when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You're building tension, you're resolving the tension. The point in the middle, that is what we call a cadence. And what we have now is that with those filters, with that EQ, with those special effects, with those filters turning them on and off, because usually what we have a lot is that we will have these moments of we are building tension, we create a sudden drop, and then we go high up and we do the drop. What EnV did just now is we did that twice. completely throwing you off. Completely throwing you off. Completely throwing you off. Let's see where we go. Straight repetition, recapitulation here, yeah. Yeah, this is straight up recapitulation, a solid way of doing a climax here, because we are doing the climactic thing we're doing over here. It's straight up recapitulation, nothing wrong with that. I would probably add it, maybe the other synth up above, maybe it's still there. Let me hear. No, it's not there. Let's see if he adds it. We still got time for another climax, for the proper climax. Let's see. Okay. Yes, we introduced the other thing again. We introduced the second version of the motif, giving it a little bit more attention with the main motif still in the back. Man, we've, like, through the entire piece, we've had maybe 15 seconds when the motif is not playing. The exact same motif is not playing. Man. That's the second motif, the second version of it. Let's see. Okay, we're reducing. We're going down in scale. We're giving a focus to the second motif. Nice. It sounds like this is going to be the outro then. So yeah, for the outro, we decided to swap the first motif to the second, to the variation, the complementary motif of when we had a brief moment over here where we took out the start and the end of the motif, and we're using that instead. The start and the end of the motif. Very clever. Okay, and how are you gonna end this? Okay, we're slowly removing one layer after another. Oh, away goes everything. A couple last beats, and there you go. Man, that's how you use ostinato, man. Holy, that was insane. That was insane. The entirety of the time. Yeah, we had maybe 45 seconds out of the entire time when the main motif was not playing. That is really well done. That is really well. I don't know how common this is in electronic music, but at least the changing of the texture and the way the drums were done around it, like the way we just played around with this, that was good. That was clever. That was clever. So there you go. That was V by EnV. That was, yeah, I'm surprised here. I'm surprised. Again, it's still a fairly foreign concept to me, the whole electronic music thing, but there's that. Once again, everybody, this has been the Basterd's LFA, Layman-Friendly Analysis. I'm a professional musician, a professionally trained musician, composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. If you're watching this in the video archive, thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Follow the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video. Leave a comment, turn on notifications, consider becoming one of the members, and yeah, one of them paid memberships, support the channel even more. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3 seconds, I will be leaving the link in the description. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, go to the Discord, link below, go to the LFA requests channel, follow the instructions on the pinned messages to request there. And if you want to watch the streams live, links for the Twitch and the Discord with the stream schedule on your local time zones are available down below. And with that being said, yeah, thank you for watching. Really, really good stuff. V by EnV. Absolutely insane. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.